Hi, everybody. I can't tell you how many times I have recorded this video over and over. I keep going over time, so we got to move quickly. I'm really sorry. I'm on this is the third part of book 5. I'm on page 85 of our PDF. So here I'm starting out at the bottom of page 85. It took him 4 days to make his raft. On the 5th day, Calypso helped get him dressed and put a whole bunch of wine and meat and snacks for him. And he set sail on his little raft. Of course, so it's going to be rough anyway. We already know it's going to be rough because he's on a raft in the ocean. But Poseidon, who was visiting friends in Ethiopia, as you do when you're a god, he saw him. Poseidon was heading home to Mount Olympus and saw Odysseus sailing in the ocean Mediterranean, sailing in the Mediterranean on his raft. And of course, he's ticked, right? But now Poseidon, god of the earthquake, saw him just returning home from his Ethiopian friends. From miles away on the Solymi mountain range, he spied Odysseus sailing down the sea, and it made his fury boil even more. He shook his head and rumbled to himself, outrageous. Look how the gods have changed their minds about Odysseus. Remember, Poseidon wasn't on Olympus when Athena asked Zeus to forgive Odysseus, and so Poseidon wasn't there to hear everything, so he's, of course, still angry. So here I'm at the bottom of page 86. He is going to create a nasty storm for Odysseus, of course, so that it's difficult for him to get to where he needs to go. Depending on the translation that you read, it's spelled different or it's pronounced different. He's heading to Phoenicia. So he keeps, I'm sorry. Poseidon keeps going at him. Odysseus begs the gods' forgiveness, begs the gods' mercy. He feels like he's doomed to die. Massive waves. They're breaking up his boat. The weather, the waves are washing his rations away, washing all of the snacks, washing all of the wine away, so he doesn't have anything. But then we get here, I'm on the bottom of page 87. Someone saw him, Cadmus's daughter with lovely ankles, Ino, a mortal woman once with a human voice, called Leucothea. Now she lives in the earth's sea salt depths. Esteemed by all the gods as she deserves, she pitied Odysseus, tossed, tormented so. She broke from the waves like a sheer water on the wing. So, again, a goddess nymph saves him. It's like, what's going on here? Oh, he's so cute, like a puppy. I think I'll save him. Ah, poor man, why is the god of earthquakes so dead set against you, strewing your way with such a crop of troubles? But he can't destroy you, not for all his anger. Just do as I say. You seem no fool to me. Strip off those clothes and leave your craft for the winds to hurl, and swim for it now you must. Strike out with your arms for landfall there, Phoenician land where destined safety waits. Here, take this scarf, tie it around your waist. It is immortal. Nothing to fear now, neither pain nor death. But once you grasp the mainland with your hands, untie it quickly, throw it into the wine-dark sea, far from the shore. But you turn your head away. So this is a really familiar trope in a lot of mythologies. You can have it, but don't look at the past. Don't look behind you. The one where the boyfriend goes and gets his loved one from Hades. Hades is like, yeah, you can have her, but she'll follow you, but don't look back. If you look back, you'll lose her. Well, he's almost out of Hades, and he looks back and loses her. So this is a common thing that happens in mythology. So he has this scarf to keep him immortal while he's fighting Poseidon's storm. He does put it on his waist. He does his best. He gets onto one of the planks. Right here, I'm on the bottom, page 88. So the long planks of his boat were scattered far and wide, but Odysseus leapt aboard one timber, and riding it like a plunging racehorse, stripped away his clothes, divine Calypso's gifts, and quickly tying the scarf around his waist, he dove headfirst into the sea. So here he swims for it, and he has on his magic scarf. Poseidon still is all ticked, and so he keeps sending stuff. And what do we know? Here comes Athena, but Zeus's daughter Athena countered him at once. The rest of the winds she stopped right in their tracks, commanding them to hush now, to go to sleep. So she quiets down the weather, all but the north wind. The north wind takes him the rest of the way. So he's in the ocean for quite a long time. She's setting the north wind behind him. Just as he sees land, just as that fear went churning through his mind, a tremendous roller swept. Okay, so he finds a rocky coast and he's thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to smash on this rocky coast and just get killed. Yeah, we know he's got his magic scarf. I know. A tremendous roller swept him toward the rocky coast, where he'd have been flayed alive, his bones crushed, if the bright-eyed goddess Pallas had not inspired him now. So again, Pallas is another name for Athena. There's a myth where her good friend Pallas, who's an amazing weaver, they challenge each other to a weaving contest. Pallas wins because her weaving is far superior, but because she decided to weave Zeus looking like a fool chasing after his mistresses, Athena gets angry, changes her into a spider, so that all of her weavings are gorgeous, but they don't last very long. And then, of course, because it's Athena, she feels bad, and to make amends, she takes her friend's name with her. So when you hear Pallas, that's referring to Athena because of that story. So she inspires him again. He hurls up onto the land. He does get torn up, but he does have his magic scarf, so he won't die. It just hurts. Bright-eyed, gray-eyed, that's Athena again. So really, I mean, these dudes would die. I mean, Odysseus would have been dead a long time ago without all of these gods coming in and helping him. But then again, without all these gods coming in and messing with their lives, maybe he just would have stayed home and been really happy at home. So he gets up onto land. He goes upriver a little bit. His whole body swollen, brine aplenty gushing out of his mouth and nostrils. So, I mean, he's not doing real well. He's tired. He's beaten up. At last he loosed the goddess's scarf from his body, dropped it into the river flowing out to sea, and a swift current bore it far downstream. And suddenly Ino caught it in her hands. So he gave the scarf back just like he was supposed to do, but he was exhausted. He's worried about going off into the forest, of course. It says, I fear wild beasts will drag me off as quarry. But he's so tired, he nearly passes out. And of course, Athena, again, takes the trees and makes them knit together so there's a cover over him. A fine litter of dead leaves drifted in, enough to cover 2 men, even 3. So he lays on dry leaves He covers himself up with dry leaves to keep warm, and he sleeps. It says here, so great Odysseus buried himself in leaves, and Athena showered sleep upon his eyes. Sleep in a swift wave, delivering him from all his pains and labors, blessed sleep that sealed his eyes at last. So he's made it to the shore at the end of book 5. This is the end of book 5. So your code word for getting credit for reading this part with me will be, let's have it be magic scarf today. I don't have any more Greek antiquities. I'll have to pull out some Egyptian and Mesopotamian ones for you. Sorry about that. I realized that not everybody has heard the Greek mythologies, so I'll do a video. I'll read my favorite book to you if you want to read that. That's fine, that's not required, but maybe you want to know more about these stories. And a lot of the stories are in here. We've seen that already with Argus, and then again now with Pallas. So it's not bad to know the stories. So this is going to be in your hero's journey. This, of course, is one of the tests. He was reluctant to leave Calypso because he thought it was a trick. He finally left Calypso, and this is the initiation into the, this other world, this other magical thing that happens to him. One of the tests, and he survived it. Athena, of course, is going to be his goddess savior, his goddess protector. Poseidon is going to be the overall bad guy, trying to smush him. Spoiler alert, he doesn't get smushed. He makes it home. So I will see you guys next time when we read, I believe the next one we're going to read is the Lotus Eaters. I'll see you then.